Yes.
Your music is very good, man.
And was it which 6-7 times that one version is story and then Morning Star? Yeah, or at least then it was one song from Morning Star was a bit popular with with the boss at the most famous radio station I remember, but
what was happening at this around these years? We played our first show concert in Turkey, and Turkey, for some reason, Istanbul is the one city in the world where we are most popular on streaming. So we have played there not every year, but a lot of times since, and we have it's kind of the place where we get most people. The fans are really dedicated. So this was the first time was around to this personal stereo album.
Yeah,
I think.
But then later on, you end up going to China.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was the music popular there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or it's a big country, so we don't have to.
It's not like there's like 50,000 on the concerts. It's for bands like us. It's the same everywhere we go. In the US, in the UK, in Oslo, in China. There's always around 200 people. There's these kinds of clubs, you know, and they all know the songs. They're singing along. And in China, they are very polite, so they always clap.
Very silent until
the song is finished, and then they clap. But they did know the lyrics, and they were queuing. We were doing like an hour and a half signing and taking photos after the concerts, and you know, traveling around in China is fantastic. You know, the nature, the food,
people.
People. So we did this 3 times. Get very tired, but it's so worth it.
Yes.
What about Japan? Do you tour in Japan at all? No.
Yeah, no. We should have.
Japan. Yes, absolutely.
It's a great country. A lot of people. But music is very well. I have interviewed a couple, 2 or 3 bands from Japan, more progressive music. They have done very well there. I mean, and some shoegaze band also can play there in Japan, and maybe you should look into that. I mean, people in Japan, although they are very quiet, very different than like Chinese people, but they are very respectful, and they would like your music, man. Quite sure they will. You know, maybe you should look into that. See if talking to a tour player, see if you can play there. It's something. If that's something that appeals to you, but
I love it. I've been to Tokyo 3 times last just before the pandemic, and so I love, you know, the Japanese culture comes from a different place than the European, and I like it a lot. You know, the polite, quiet. So we should, and they should like our music. I think they do. It just didn't happen yet.
And then in 2013, you end up releasing a new album, Lost Causes. And I think you play in a festival here in Austin, in Texas, right? As well. That was the second time you were here in the United States, or? And then people like the music, I suppose. There was a big festival, and where then again in your head, and why we're more popular in the United States and we're not popular in our own country, I suppose, right? I'm quite sure it came in your head, right?
I think Austin was. I can't think of this concert. I only think of. I had a taxi ride with a limo taxi from city center to the hotel we lived in, and it was like me it started off just me, and then it was like me and 10 young women who were going to buy some drugs just outside the city center. And I was going early because I was going back to Norway before the others, so I had to go, all this way to find drugs, and then it was some experience. So this is what I remember.
You don't remember the concerts?
I do remember concerts. Yeah.
I remember seeing High as a Kite. I remember seeing High as a Kite in the
that's true.
in Austin when they were quite in the beginning. I think.
Yeah, the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, they released the one album. I don't remember the name, and then they were playing like for the first time the hit of the second album, which is called Nobody's Seen Our Heaven.
Oh, I forgot. I need to look it up.
Since last Wednesday, it was they played, and me and the guitarist, we were like, oh, that's. We got the song on our
head, yeah.
brain, as we say in Norway. I don't know how you say it in English, but the song got stuck on our brains, I remember. And then a month later, it was released. Yeah, last Wednesday, I think it's called. Yeah, so, that's the only time I've seen High as a Kite live, I think.
Yeah, me too, if I was there. I were there, yeah.
Yeah, I think you were there.
Yeah.
And then in 2014, you were playing festival in Poland, Ukraine.
That was first,
right?
That was that was first.
It was a sort of hippie festival outside Lviv, and lots of military on the border and stuff. But this was like. Heaven on Earth, this festival around the lake in the middle of nowhere. So that was,
and I think they already done invade the
Crimea.
Yeah, was already invaded, so it was like
just after that.
Yeah, and there was a lot of Ukrainian flags all over the camp. I remember, and. We couldn't fly to Ukraine because of that occupation. So we went to Krakow, and went by car to
Lviv.
And then we also got to be very good friends, but that was another time, with the Ukrainian artists. That was when we played in Krakow. I don't remember when that was. Another story.
Were you playing? Were you playing in Norway as well? In some clubs at the same time, or mostly going to other countries?
Yes.
We did play some in the beginning. We were playing Oslo, but then for many years, I think we did play. We played the last few years. We have played some concerts again. In Oslo, but it's just the way. It's
a bit after the last album, wasn't it? That we played that music fest and the radio station. So it was like a little bit.
And then in 2017, you end up releasing an album called Chemistry and Math. Feel free to elaborate in the core, because I'm an engineer, so I'm always looking for numbers and patterns in my head, and that's very kind of math oriented. I don't know what the cover come from. I'm quite sure a lot of people have asked you the same question because it's different, unique, right?
But the cover?
Yeah, the cover of Chemistry and Math. Yeah. Do you remember where the cover came from, or
the cover? Yeah.
I must try
from your brain.
I'm doing the science, so
if you don't remember, that's okay.
Yeah. Do we have? No, we don't have it here.
It's a very good album. Well, all your music is very, very good. I mean, I got curious because it's the chord is very different. It's like a lady with an umbrella
Yes.
Yes,
And
yes.
then like
Yeah.
dots or number 1010, very
Yeah.
very math oriented. That's what I'm saying.
You know the bubbles.
Yeah.
It's washing liquid on the various cooked drinks. The oven.
On the oven.
On top of the oven.
Yeah.
And when you if you take washing liquid and water, and you will get this bubbles. So I will taking pictures of this and put this on top of. It's a picture of a street art piece from London. So the umbrella lady was from a wall in London, and I sort of didn't. Obviously, it wasn't signed, and I didn't know who did it. But she got in touch with us later. Actually, she was quite surprised about seeing her piece on a record cover. So, but she took it good.
Yeah. Wow. And then you guys did another tour in China, back into China again, right? In 2019.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you go to China, how many usually, when you go to a particular city, right? How many gigs do you do in a particular country, or you pick like three or the top 3 or 4 cities in a particular country to play it, or?
In China, we usually, at least the first 2 times we travel there, it travels so far, and it's expensive to travel. So then we had about 10, at least the first time, 10 gigs in 12 days, I think.
Yeah, it was,
and a bit less the second time, and a bit less the third time, because it takes a lot of time to travel, even though it's like great with the train and everything. It's like
train.
Usually we travel very fast with the train, but then when you come to the train station, you need to like go into the city center, and the city, it has like 25 to 35 million citizens, and then like it takes 2 hours to go to where you're going to play.
Yeah.
So the first couple of times we had a lot of gigs, but then less the last time.
But always like,
Yeah.
We were staying for like 10 days.
In 10 to 12 days
Yeah.
in China, but usually when we travel in Europe, we have mostly 1 to 2, or at Poland we can do more, but usually 1 to 2 concerts, and then back to Norway, and then
We do weekends, and then we go back to work on Monday.
yeah.
Actually,
Yes. We do.
Very good. Very good. I noticed in the Spotify you have 150,000 monthly listeners, right, or so, which is pretty good.
yeah. It's I can tell you, we didn't expect this.
Really, it's very good, man. Very, very good. Man. Some bands don't even have, of course, some bands have millions, but it's pretty good. I mean, I know, when you are being a stream or Spotify, you don't make much money, because usually, you need to have like 1 million hits to get $100 or something, right? So, but you're getting a lot of exposure for free, right? The company taking all the profit, but people like me listen to this, but you're not making any money. But at least from my point of view, it's a great thing. I'm on the other end of you, right? I'm a consumer of your product. It's a great marketing tool, because allow me to get exposed to a lot of bands all over the world that perhaps I wouldn't have not known if it wasn't Spotify. From your point of view, it's like a ripoff, because your music is being played all over the world. People like me all over the world go into Spotify, listen to it. You don't get any money, right? So, which is very, very unfair, right?
I think it's worse. We are good because we never had enormous amounts of money from this, and we don't need it. It's not what we're after. But for people touring a lot, jazz people and stuff, when they stopped selling CDs, it was like suddenly nothing, because they were doing quite good on touring and quite a lot on CDs, and suddenly everybody stopped buying it. So for them, it's much more, it's worse. It's totally different world for them.
During the pandemic, obviously, it was very bad because, if you were a touring musician, you couldn't tour, you couldn't go anywhere, you couldn't make any money. More and more, fewer and fewer people are buying vinyls and CDs, so it's tough. You make money when you tour, and if it's COVID, you cannot tour, right? You need to stay home. So many bands disappear. Some of the bands that during the past, they disappeared. They went back to school. They got other jobs, and they forgot about music.
Many bands, many venues. Still there are venues disappearing by the month in the UK, probably everywhere. And what we're seeing, as we tend to say, we have to admit that capitalism won the battle. So it's I think it's culture is the loser, and I think music, live music is one of the biggest losers after the pandemic and in this economic situation.
In your country, many small clubs kind of disappear, but at the same time, music is very important in your country. I mean, like I told you before the interview, I've always wondered why I have interviewed 20 bands from Norway and few from Finland or Sweden, close country, and say why they gotta be great bands in those countries that have not reached out. And somebody explained to me that I don't know who it was, but you have a couple in I don't know, Thorsten, I don't even remember what the cities were, but there were a couple of very good, important musical school, and the government in your country put a lot of emphasis in art and music. So that's what a lot of kids, when they're 13, 14, 15, they can pick a technical school, right? Or a musical school. That's what there are a lot of, according to me, very great musicians in your country, and perhaps they are not that famous in your country, they're not popular, they're not making any money, but they're very good. So I'm always wondering why that's the case,
I don't know. Like compared to Middle Eastern Europe, Middle Europe, they're more focused on music schools there than we are in Norway. But we have good like jazz education, and but not from very young age. Or there are music schools, but it's not like I don't think it's like exceptional.
No, I think there's a lot of very well educated musicians in Norway.
Yes,
that's true, and also, but I think one of the things about the Norwegian popular music, I think, must be we have we're a well-off country, so we have money, so we are not that interested in. We are practical people, so we're not that culturally focused. We like sport; it is getting much more money. But we do have lots of great, really quality rehearsal places. Buildings used only to. We have a rehearsal hotel just down the road, and it's a rehearsal hotel. It's loads of rooms with great equipment. Everything is working. You pay just a little bit of money to play there for 3 hours. It's facilities. It's just great, and we have quite a lot of this.
and also at least for some years, there were like these youth centers where me and my friends started playing, where you could like rehearse for free, get instruments, go to the studio for free, which is very and have music lessons for free. At least in Oslo, it was like some places for that, and all these things, and also that we're a country with where we are very lucky to have a good economy. People have the possibility to do different things. Like you can have a part-time job. At least you could. Now it's more difficult, but you could have like a part-time job and be well off, and then you could like change what you wanted to do during life without any problems. So it's like I think it also has something to do with basic economy, that you if it's hard to get jobs and you have to have 2 jobs to survive, you can not also do music. But if you can survive with half a job, then you have the time to do music.
It seems we can afford it.
We can afford it, yeah. So, but it's harder times under COVID. I know that a lot of artists, and both in music and in other art forms, they were having a hard time and had to like change their occupations and yeah.
Like sound engineers, we have all over the world, but a lot of them they just had to go somewhere else. I guess this is a global thing. Oh, battery.
It's a battery problem.
No problem. Yeah. For some, it's sad. Unfortunately, that's the reality of life. Some professions are more affected by different economic situation, but still in Finland and Sweden, or maybe I'm not quite sure, but they have also had an okay economy, but maybe not. I don't know. What do you think, Ulf, compared to Sweden and Finland and about the economy? Do you have any thoughts on that?
I'm not sure. No, Sweden, they have a really big music industry since ABBA, since the 70s, which is very different from Norway. We never had this big industry thing with music. Finland is more odd. It's very far away in the corner.
Yeah, but let's say in Oslo, right? Are there many clubs? Not 100, but good one, or record store or vinyl where young kids, can go and listen. Whether you are, I don't know, 18 or 20 or 22, you can go and take a train from whatever city you are to Oslo, see a concert, and then come back the night, or buy music, buy vinyl. Their CD store, their vinyl store. They're popular. They do well, or.
Norway had a big, HMV in the UK, like Virgin Megastore. We have one of these big chains, and they're really struggling. It's almost, I think it's just one shop in Oslo left. But we do have a very good indie. Just one, I think, survived in Oslo. Very good record store, vinyl, and we have a secondhand, very large, good secondhand store. We have. I'm not sure if there's still quite a lot of smaller live clubs. Yes,
still lots of clubs here, and Bergen is very big as well. Bergen also had a big music scene, still have. So,
and there's also
go ahead.
Youth clubs. There's actually what surprised me. I wasn't aware of it, but my daughter's boyfriend is in a band, and they were playing in the city center of Oslo at a club where it was, I think, no age limit to get in and no alcohol, but it was really good, very central in Oslo, a very good club. It surprised me because I've never been to a city having a club, a non-alcohol club in the city center, being just a good club, if you understand.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, because here where I live, I don't know, maybe the economic situation is different, but there's so many venues here. Because, like I told you at the beginning, I live in the border with 2 different states, right? Which is about, I don't know, 15, 20-minute drive. And so many good venues. You can see, I don't do it because I need to work and have a family, but some people can see 200 shows a year. If you have money, of course, you need to pay the ticket, but there's so many. Yeah, pretty much a concert every night if you want. Some obviously, some are, the big names are more expensive, but there's many smaller venues for well-known artists that are in the 60s, 70s, they're getting old and they're touring to make a little bit of money. And you can see concert for $40, $50. Then, of course, 200, 300, where all the big names. So it's people see a lot of, well, it's a big country as well, but there's so many good venues. And a lot of people go to see music, go to see concert here. And record store, vinyl, they do very well. They do very well. So
I think we have still many venues that are quite good, like in the compared. It's not like very big venues, but like where there are rooms for maybe 200 to 500, which are always have a lot of interesting artists. So you would be able to go to a concert, like a good concert.
There's a good artist in Oslo almost every night.
Yeah. So you would be able to do that if you had the time and the money and everything.
I think it's post-pandemic. It's and this with the economy like it is, it's quite expensive flying bands in, and also we're going to Spain in October. We never played Spain, so we go to Barcelona and Madrid. Which should be fun, but it's we are 5 people flying in. It's quite small venues. It's not much money in it in Madrid or Barcelona either. So it's not. You're lucky if you can go break even.
Break even, yeah. I was looking at the live tours coming up for you. You play in October 30. In Sweden, then in Sweden again, Madrid, Barcelona, and then you play in next year in London, in the UK. So that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
You guys are rehearsed. You got together again like 2 weeks before the gig and rehearsing, or you something like you do on a weekly basis. Every Saturday you get together, or every 2 weeks you get together. No,
it's it's. How many years now?
You've been playing over 20,
13, 20? Yeah, 20.
22, maybe.
Yeah. So we couldn't, do this once a week.
No. Then we would split up.
Yeah. That's the only reason we're still a band is we didn't say yes to this guy in LA moving over, and it's because we do it in our tempo, and that's why we're still doing music together. So, but we do like 2 or 3 weeks before. Then Anja says, now we have to get starting. And
yes.
And then we get started.
I get very strict, and then everyone.
Yeah, almost the theory the next week. So it's in a month, like in a month from now, 5 weeks from now. So you gotta start together, get a practice. Yeah. So
but now it's like we practice more when we rehearse new stuff. Like then we need to like find out how would you do the new new songs, and then we change around the old songs a bit to have like usually me and Ulf, we come together and have some thoughts about how we would like the live set to be. At least have it like the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But before we travel to like a cabin in Sweden and stay there for a couple of days to find out how the sound is going to be on the new material live.
Yeah.
But now we kind of, for this concerts, we kind of like already have the skeleton of the live sets from the spring.
And also we're playing in Sweden. We have never played Sweden actually for some reason. So it's the first time, and I think it should be a basic set also in Spain. So yeah.
And usually you guys play for a couple hours, or?
No, maybe one
hour and
and a half hour, maybe.
I must say, this is not bragging, but it is. But we've never been. But the sound is good.
You think so?
Oh, yes.
All right. I need to go and fly and check that out.
I think we could have rehearsed a bit more. That's always
always. We've never been better as live band. Never.
Maybe.
Any possibility of releasing a live album for one of these gigs, or no, or you wouldn't make the money back?
We're not that good.
No, but what I'm saying, okay, so let's say Spain, right? You go in Madrid, the October 14, and then Barcelona, October 15, right? So, if let's say in the gig that you played in Sweden, right, in August. So, if you get rehearse the material well, and you play an hour and a half, 90 minutes, whatever, you were to release the CD, on your own record label, right? You don't have to go to any company, so it's not that expensive to do it. And then when you go to Spain, you can sell, I don't know, 100, 200 CDs, or make a little bit of money, or no, or it doesn't work that way.
We've never been good at business.
No,
we don't have any merch at all.
Yes, we do, but not that much.
Not that much.
But we're not very. We're very bad at business. Actually, we're more.
But that's not important, That's important.
Yeah, but still, that's why I said earlier about I often get disappointed at live gigs, and when I listen to recordings, or I really mean it, we're really good, better than ever. But when you listen to it afterwards, it's not good. I don't think it's good enough for releasing.
It's not good enough, or it's good enough?
Not most of the time. It's just not. It's not.
Quality, sound quality,
the quality, and it's just not musically. If we could mix it, but as a recording of the concert, not very often. I think it's a quality that is required.
It's more like the magic. It's always with live. It's like more the magic happening there and then, and the magic between the band and the audience. That is the most magic, and you can never recall that usually, or I don't know. At least we're not good enough to recall that with the recording. So some things that feel totally right. Like in a concert, because there is something happening there with people. You can't put that into a CD So I think
it's a good business idea.
If we were good at business, we could do that.
You guys don't, the band, they don't, since you guys don't see one another every week or something that's one of the reasons that you can keep the band together for many years, because you don't see one another, so you don't fight, you don't argue that much, right? I don't know, like other bands that play every night and they get tired of one another.
This is like family. It's just like family. So if you imagine you living with your kids for 40 years, there would be a lot of disharmony.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was joking about that. But no.
But we are kind of a family because we know each other for so many years, and we know we like grown up with our like your. I know your children, and we also meet outside of the rehearsal room, like, and we can be more friends, kind of, and also we meet to play. Just to play, not the whole band, but like a bit separately, and doing like just doing music, kind of being in music without it being Flunk rehearsal. So we have, and we have like smaller projects like sticking out from bands, where we also go to. Yeah, we support each other, and so it's like a big family. And then, but not regular rehearsals, because then I would be very happy, but the others would die.
Yeah, they were looking at the time, and yeah, I got it. Well, hopefully I will be able to see you guys playing live one day. You know.
Yeah, we would really like to go to this US soon, but I think it's about we'll have to. That's a break-even tops project at this stage. But we never played the East Coast. We should really do it.
That would be nice.
Yeah, but maybe I will surprise you one day in Spain or in the gig in London in February next year. Yeah, I go to London like 2-3 times a year for work and music.
The London gigs, I guess, when like this last time, it was fantastic. So it's a very good crowd we have in London. So
yeah, and I know the place you're going to be playing, the Forge. Yeah, I know the place. I know many clubs in London, everywhere, man.
The Forge.
Yeah. It's I have seen some gigs over the year there. It's a small place, but I'm lucky that I'm able to travel, and because what happens, so many bands, they don't come here to the United States. Many bands that I like, so every so often I look at the calendar. I'm always looking at the calendar to see who is playing, and I don't know, I take like a week off and then fly, see other bands, and then come back, because otherwise they would never tour here, so because very expensive. So I need to make money and then try, fly, see bands, meeting people, take picture and get some CD autograph, and then come back, and I'm happy. So music is well, it was very nice talking to you guys. Feel free to mention your website where people can buy your music, your vinyl or merchandise, or you need to put more emphasis in merchandise, man. I will convince you. Maybe what I should do, I gotta go to one gig, record it, mic it up properly, mix it, and give it to you for free, and they can start selling that stuff. It's important to, people like, believe it or not, people, they like to buy stuff. A picture or a meet and greet, or a picture with the band, or a T-shirt and CDs. It's, I don't know. To me, it's important. So it's part of the business. It's like 25% is music. The other 75% is merchandise. You need to make money. You need to break even or whatever. Going to Spain is not free, right? So you need to somehow figure out, well, we want to sell 200 CDs in every venue, and then we can sell some T-shirts, and if I were there, I will convince you to do it.
We have to make something for February.
Yeah.
We'll make something.
Yeah. People in the UK like to buy stuff. People in Spain too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't sell, 500 T-shirts, I suppose, but if you have a nice logo, nice design, you can make it in some countries will work for a couple $2 or $3. You can sell it for $30 or something, and you take a picture with the.
We'll pull ourselves together.
Yeah. We'll make a list in a meeting, and we'll find some.
But actually, there's several people reacting. saying, why don't you must have merch?
Yeah. Yeah,
We
yeah.
You do sell CDs and vinyl, though, but no, they want like T-shirts and stuff. So, yeah.
But when you at the end of the concert, you don't have like a merchandise section where you can sell stuff?
We do sell the CDs and the vinyls. And sign and take photos. So we spend like an hour at least after every gig. So we're good. We don't have when talking about merch, I mean like T-shirts and
perfect. Yeah. Feel free to mention your website and where people can buy your music. Is in, you don't have your own website, Amazon, or any. Feel free to mention where people can buy your music, or
you can buy. I guess Bandcamp is a good place.
Bandcamp, yeah.
I like the concept, and you can get everything there, I think, and at a good price. So go to Bandcamp and search us. We have a website called flunkmusic.com, which is get stuff, but Bandcamp.
Yeah, I got it. I will send you a separate email because I'm interested in buying some music for you guys, a couple of the vinyls, a couple of CDs, and for you, all of you sign and I pay for the shipping and everything, so don't worry. Because for my own collection. Huh?
We can fix it.
Yeah, because I like your music. I think you guys are great, and don't give up. Keep on working and keep producing great music. There's a lot of people out there that like your stuff,
Yeah, actually, we're doing a new song these days. So the plan is it should be out in October, which is kind of the start of the next album. So yeah.
All right, man. Hey, it was very nice. It was very nice talking to you. Good luck to you with the new tracks you putting together, the new album, and hopefully I will see you live playing in Spain or in the UK next year. So I'm looking forward to it. I will let you know in advance so we can get out.
Thank you so much for
no problem. And Anja, you guys are great, man. They're a great band. Don't give up and keep on working, man.
You too. Keep it up.
Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, guys. Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.